My name is Leah Rachel, and I'm the writer and creator of Audrey.
My tummy's fine. My cheech is fine, it's not that. How am I supposed to know what's missing from my meal if I'm full, but not satisfied?
I happen to love food and like sex, right? Thank you. Stay hungry, stay happy. Wait. I'm gonna burn myself. It came from this hatched thought of how I started to notice that like females have this kind of love and passion for food in the same way that males have this love and passion for sex.
God, don't people get it? The satisfaction of free-range Leghorn eggs is totally worth the money spent.
And so I kind of wanted to do something that blurred the line and showed, you know, a character that was extremely passionate about food and flavors in the same way that like a man would be passionate about food and sex. Show her a lot more intelligent and smart in the whole food world than the relationship and sex world.
I need more. Something forbidden, something naughty, something from the finer side of the tracks.
What the hell is that?
This is a very rare Italian black truffle.
Leah Rachel. So original, fresh, new. She has a voice that I haven't heard anywhere. She's not from New York. She's not like a slick girl. She didn't have a father that was rich. She's like every girl, you know? She's kind of like every girl, only really smart, funny, and cool.
I've always loved storytelling. I grew up doing theater. I have so much in my head and I never knew what to do with it.
You have to stay. Look, I gotta get out of here or my head's gonna explode, okay? I'd rather spend the last 2 hours of my day on my blog than getting shit on by some grass-fed bitch like that.
One of my friends downloaded this like a writing program called Final Draft on my computer, and I just became addicted like a crackhead and like stayed up, and like I had so much pent up inside of me and so many stories that I wanted to tell. And you know, for my own life, like a lot of what I'm pulling now is from my childhood, my high school years, my first years in LA, you know, being a young single female. Come get me, boys.
You know, Sharon Stone said, you sleep your way to the middle and then work your way to the top.
Yeah, and then the rest of the world said, don't be such a whore.
Well, the first script that I had sold, it was insane. It happened through a random occurrence. A friend of mine was in there, like a script got passed. I didn't have an agent, I didn't have a manager. I was working like 3 jobs, bartending, serving tables at 2 places. And it got into the right hands with the right people, and it sold.
A week ago, I didn't even know your name. You know why I called you in here? You've been a bad girl. You're supposed to be invisible, dear Audrey. You're not invisible.
Oh my God, party! I don't even remember the week after. I was blacked out for a week after. But it was awesome. It was so surreal to me that I was like pinching myself, and I felt like I was like caught. It all happened so fast. And then after that, it's weird too, because all of a sudden people start paying attention to things that like they never paid attention to before. And now all of a sudden like things that you're writing, and I'm like, what? But I showed that shit to you, like, and you didn't care. But it's awesome. It just opened a bunch of doors.
She's awesome. She's young and funny and balls to the wall and just like, yeah, say whatever, just make it, like ghetto and fun and crazy. And I mean, she just like wants you to like, she just trusts that we know our characters, and she just wants us to go for it. And I love that. She's like, she's spunky.
That's why I like you.
Excuse me?
You've got an amazing bite.
I had never met anybody here. I have a writing mentor. He knew that they were, doing this, web platform with really strong female characters, and sat down with John and Jake, I think, for like an hour and a half. I felt really close to them right off the bat. And this idea got hatched in that first meeting. I never talked to anybody about it before. I just said, well, what about like a girl that's confused about the line between sex and food? And then we just kept going.
She's fabulous. She's like sexy, she's a sexy girl that writes kind of like she is, stylish and sexy.
Songs inspire me really heavily. Images. With this, I was working with a lot of imagery, like to excite me, like staring at pictures of food while I was writing it, and menus, but like personal stories. A lot of the stuff that I've written is based off of personal stories, feelings that, I can't express openly So I write about them, and it's very private until everybody reads it, and you're like, oh my God.
What did I just reveal?
What did I just reveal? Oh, that's happened. I have my mother reading like about how I lost my virginity, and like, she's like, wait, what? That happened?
I think Leah's writing is really fresh and cool, and she writes, my favorite line, and I don't know if I can say the word that I'm going to say or not, but she says, men love pussy and women love food.
When boys grow up, they can't stop thinking about pussy. It's 24/7, always on their minds. It's like that, but the boy is a girl, and the pussy is a simple old-fashioned cheeseburger.
I've never felt so trusted, I guess, to kind of like be able to really express what I wanted and kind of to be fearless. With a lot of other stuff, you're over-noted, or you're working with, they have to keep pulling you back. And with this, like, Rodrigo, John, and Jake were just like, go, 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 and it was awesome, and it never felt like work.
Stand by, we're gonna roll in 2 minutes.
I first walked down to the sound stages though and saw the sets. I wasn't really aware of like the caliber and like how, the quality, everything that was going on. And Betty said real casually to me like, "Oh, go look at the sets." And I was like, "Okay." So I went and I walked into Audrey's apartment, and I started crying in front of like a whole bunch of the crew and stuff, because I was so overwhelmed, because it literally, like, I'd never seen that. It's literally like you're walking into, you're in this huge sound stage. There's all these people walking around. It felt like I was walking into my head. It's like you're like painting your dreams, so it's really cool.